Hello everyone, this is Snehaja, and on behalf of Scicomm, I invite you to this Scicomm talk by Mrs. Ramani Hariharan, today's speaker. Ma'am has experience in the field of education from the past 40 years. So she has been the headmistress of V.V.S. Sarda Patel High School, and now she is a faculty, bio faculty at BASE. She's a resource person in many schools and a governing council member of Balavatika International School. Also, she has been actively involved with the Seva Bharati under the RSS banner for conducting free English classes from the past 5 years. Also, ma'am is a recipient of NCERT Award and Best Teacher Award from the Government of Karnataka. So it's a pleasure to have you, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
We all saw it coming, yet it was such a big surprise when the lockdown was announced. According to you, how was the lockdown perceived by the schools?
Actually, initially, as soon as it was announced, most of the schools have, they have completed their annual examinations, but a few of them, they were not able to complete. And the children and the parents were at a plight of what to do next, because half the exams are over, half it's not over. And there was a lot of scare among the people for life as well. So nobody wants to come out and take any steps regarding this also. So it was a mixture of a lot of scare for the parents than academic actually. And with respect to the board examinations, the students are still, as you know, board examination of state board has not been completed. And a few other boards, they are incomplete. They say, I have got 1 or 2 papers to be completed. And the PU education, if you feel, they are finished with their PU board. But so what they are doing now is to compensate for the classes, they have to do something else. So they are all planning for the what to do in the subsequent days to come. So that is the major thing now. It's going on in almost all the schools as to how to complete, how to contact the parents, and now to sustain this interest among the school students once they get back. That's a major problem they'll have. And of late, they also have to be properly guided for their immunity and their sanitation and the mask, and so many things are is a big challenge actually for the school as well as the parents and the students also, because every day will be a day of as what next. So that's the big problem now people will be facing in the lockdown period. School, the parents, the school organizations and the students have got a very tough time now to manage this present situation actually, because nobody has visualized such a scare among the whole globe, right? It is a worldwide. It is not only in India or one particular part of India, like the whole world is. Actually, Karnataka to a certain extent is better handling the situations compared to the other people. So this lockdown has increased a lot of tension among the school students, and this will affect the school admissions, especially with the management organizations and all. It will affect a bit more. So has to wait and watch as to what next the schools will be taking up to improve all that. But of course, it's a lot of measures that the school has to take once a school reopen, right? Because now the government has told till August there is no schools. So it may extend July end and August first week or so. So by then the school has to gear up to the present scenario of distance maintaining and the temperature testing, and all those things are all very mandatory for a school to get themselves organized. That's going to be a big challenge for the school. Yes.
Right. All right, ma'am. So I can really sense that there is a lot of great difficulties which is going to happen once the school will open.
Yes, so, definitely, sir.
Yes, definitely. So from my perspective, I just wanted to understand, just like you are having some experience in coaching institutes as well. May I know what changes, I mean, what all repercussions the coaching institute have suffered from this pandemic?
Actually, the coaching institutions have suffered so much because they have smart classes as such. They have their content, they have the synopsis recording being done, and they are used to this interactive method of teaching and all that. So most of the organizations, which all is for, say, for example, all these intensive coaching programs, which are the organizations are there, they all would have really geared up because they have a repository of all this. Videos and the synopsis and interactive sessions. And right now there are organizations which are already running. So if for them, the batches have already started, and one batch is almost coming to a close because they have what is called as Cubase, and these smart classes are already started, and most of the what you call these type of institutions are not at loss because I think they have managed this pretty well. And to the surprise, the students are liking it all the more than coming to the regular classes and sitting, because they are sitting in the comfort of their drawing room, enjoying the facility over there. But still, at the same time, a real learning is also taking place because they have been given a different slot for, say, if WhatsApp group has been made, different slots have been given to them for asking questions. In morning when they have a class, evening they get back with hordes of questions, and answering those questions is really a very challenging for the teachers also, because every day the child thinks in a different perspective, okay, because they each one understand one particular concept with especially when it comes to mathematics and science, physics especially, they came up with novel questions, and it is really nice. As a teacher of base, I really enjoy it also because that's how it's going on. So most of these coaching institutions may not have any problem, but the regular institutions or schools, they may have a problem because they don't have this type of online, and the teachers also they are used to chalk and talk, right? They can't be talking all the more, right? So that may
Right.
be a small hiccup in the
Uh,
normal schools.
just ma'am, I like to ask one more thing about the coaching centers. So I was just asking ma'am. Yes. So I was just asking, ma'am, just like in coaching classes, we have seen introduction of online technologies have been taken place. So I wanted to understand how coaching classes are taking this step forward to incorporate online teaching.
Yeah, actually the organizations have got online teaching also. That is what called learning from home, learning at home.
Okay.
That facility was there. So those studios where we had been recording all those classes earlier, and those classes can be converted to this because the recordings will be there, and the special recording here and there to supplement or to complement whatever we are teaching. Fresh lessons will be
Okay.
made and have been uploaded there, so that it is good for the students to learn. And then and there, small snippets have been given to them in the form of a small video, like, so which the children thoroughly enjoy, with related to the concept that has been taken in that particular class, about a video of about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that, depending on the complexity of the topic. So it's really nice, but most of the online teachings are going on this way.
All right.
Yes.
It's good to know how uh, two different organizations in the education sector are uh, trying to make a
Yeah,
balance right
exactly.
now.
Yes, actually, that's how I'm able to tell you this particular, because I had been in a very conventional school teaching, right? And now what I'm doing is online with the organization where I'm working with. So I can easily make out, like, even in the absence of regular school classes, teaching can happen, but it has to have a lot of backup, which may not be immediately possible. But to my knowledge, there are a lot of schools which are already started this. See, they have those teachers have been asked to make small PDFs, okay, and those PDFs are uploaded in the WhatsApp group of their particular classes and the schools, and the children are given assignment. Based on that, they have been given MCQs. Basically, not big answer questions and all that. Say about 10 MCQs or something like that will be given to them. And it's how they are actually planned to do, and they are doing it as well. And for the small children also, they have planned, because activity based means the children really enjoy. As you know, no? Hands-on is one which children love to do it. So whichever the small things which is available in the house or in the usage of the children, they do that, and a small experiment the children do in at home, and they really enjoy it doing it actually.
Yes. So you
Take an
have
example. Yes, madam.
uh, you have been involved with a lot of teachers over these many years. So when the lockdown was announced, so what were the first reactions by the teachers, and as well as what are the challenges they are facing, because the way they interact with the students, that has drastically changed in a very short period of time.
Exactly. It's not going to be any more of the old conventional type, madam. The school has to gear up for the new way of teaching and learning process. Okay. So that has to set in the mind of the teacher. So the teacher should always come out from the conventional classroom teaching also to walk along with the e-learning process. So if you are not going with the flow, I think you will miss the bus very badly. So a teacher has to be of late techno-savvy. Whatever be the age of the teacher, it should be techno-savvy and has to be able to make the challenges in a pretty good way. And that gives a better appreciation by the students also. So if the student is asking a question immediately and the child teacher is able to answer through WhatsApp and all that, they have a like for that particular teacher all the more, because they know, oh, she is okay, she is very good. And a sort of impression also been created. And actually, as you all learned, the child learn the subject either by the subject or for the teacher, or sometimes both. So that will really inculcate a lot of interest in the subject especially. And mathematics can be made this as a game actually. So which the phobia of maths, whoever has got, can easily be taken out from the system of the child.
Yes. Ma'am, you have been involved in counseling of students, parents, as well as teachers. So right now there has been a lot of talk on the mental health. So this would be my last question. What do you uh, advise everyone? Like, we are all in our homes, so there's a lot of question on the mental health. So what do you advise?
Yes. That is very true. See, a lot of mental health in the sense, some of them are, though they are very academically, there's a setback in the mind of the child. Got used to this lazy way of sitting and doing something and not getting back to the seriousness, because nowadays academic performance makes a lot of difference to a child. Whether you mind the system or don't mind the system, but that is a system. Okay, so which case there will be a lot of gearing up of the child has to take place when the school happens, right? Because the heterogeneity of a class where you will find 20% of them not being so regular. Now the percentage of that will be little more, which will be a challenge for a teacher as such, to come back or to get them back to the track of learning and being very systematically disciplined way of doing things and submitting and all that may take a small hitch. But all these things can be easily, but it takes little time, definitely. And the child getting back to the academic mood or the mode takes a bit of time. And another one is parents are also. So parents also, they have to be at the back of the child, because all these days, the domestic system, like, it's more of eating and doing and eating and doing is happening than much of learning. And the people who are all working from home, it's really a challenge for them to maintain the child as well as running the house and all these other issues. So a teacher will have a lot of problem with the child also. And the parent as such, they will have a their fear will be as what is the child, how is the school, what is going to happen to my child, because as you all know, nowadays every parent has got one or two, not it's very difficult for the so till they see the child, so that's going to be, and the entire admission to management and the running of the institution is going to definitely revolutionize during this time. And the parents psychologically, emotionally, they have to set their mind for this, because everyday school may not happen. Sometimes the school may, because of the strength, they may divide the classes into two sessions, one session to come and go, another session has to come, because social distancing is a very important factor. In a classroom where in a bench of three, now the bench of one or two only to be able to sit. So which case the school has to have a different pattern of till it comes normalcy, say somewhere about August. So it will take little more of time. So parent has to plan all these things for them, and the child will definitely go to a lull, has to be rekindled to come back to the academic. That is going to be a big challenge for a teacher, a teacher like me and my school, where we are academically more oriented, right? Because we want them to be an overall personality. So that way it is going to definitely, but nothing is impossible, madam. Everything is possible with some strategies here and there, and a small change from the routine will definitely set things back in a proper way. And be positive is one which I always give it to my students. And even now also I say be positive, because this will change. This is not going to stay for long. So have a little more time, space, and adjust yourself. And time is going to be much more, because nowadays the students who are going to come out after this post town will be more, as you know, no more creative. We do not know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Yes.
for that wonderful positive message. And like, if I may summarize what all you discussed today. So, one is the teachers must be tech savvy and go with the flow, and as well as the students, they must make the best out of this time, enjoy as well as learn. So, thank you very much,
And
ma'am.
I've got something else, one small message, madam. And this period of time, children can make use of them in learning new language, new skills, improve the numericals, okay? And also learning new thing, like, no, there are online, if I'm a Hindi person, I can always online get a Sanskrit language learning. And then a lot of creative things one can do that. And if you are good in painting, do the painting and improvise that. And the most important thing is start reading books. This hobby, which is almost a dead hobby, and I want this has to come, and every child start learning. In a way, they will be able to respond very well. Their communication will be very good. And the third one is, no, I mean, I see the world is for now the person who communicate well, right? No, we have a lot of examples, right? So communication is the open door for success in the present day world. So make use of these things. That would be a small advice for me. And for the educational department, again, re-examinations and all will be very difficult for the children to prepare overall, especially board children. And the government should come with a small suggestion, like this year examination or the passing and all could be done with their FAs and F2s and all that. And the certification should go on a corona based what it calls logo, so that this year can be considered as a 0 year, so that children will not suffer academically, and their intelligence will not be tested in a different way. So this is a small suggestion which I could give to the people who are handling the minds of the students who are already stressed and strained.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Like, especially for those advices which would form a small child into a wonderful human being. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure talking to you also, madam. It's a good opportunity. Thank you so much for choosing me for this wonderful evening. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure for me. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.